Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you to our long reach product expose. As you know, my name is Dorcas Ajikugene. I'm a business and a wellness coach at Long Reach Bioscience. And today, we're going to be talking about a very exciting topic. But before we proceed, I'd like to share with you a little bit about our platform. The platform remains the Long Reach Bioscience platform. Long Reach Bioscience is an Asian company, a multinational company, okay, that has been in existence for over 35 years. And this company is into research and development, product management, OEM and ODM, and a whole lot of other beautiful stuff. Now, Long Reach has 10 research and development centers across the globe. We're talking about research and development centers in the United States, in France. We're talking about research and development centers spread around the world, okay? We have research and development centers in France, Italy, Switzerland, China, okay? And these research and development centers are doing awesome stuff in ensuring that we have organic products. Organic products can give you a beautiful and a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so moving on, Long Reach has over 2,000 quality products. Now, when I say 2,000 quality products, I'm talking about organic products that are spread across different categories. Now, on my screen, I have 7 categories of products that you can enjoy, on the Long Reach platform. Now, we have others, but today, just to hold up, some major aspects, I said to share these 7 categories. We have male healthcare products, baby care products, female care products, energy healthcare products, nutritional supplements, nutritional drinks, smoothies and teas, personal care products, and baby care products. Now, back to what we have to talk about today, and I'm super excited about it. Today, we're going to be talking about the treasure in your Long Reach calcium. Now, the Long Reach calcium is one of the numerous products manufactured by Long Reach Bioscience. Now, this product falls under the category of the Long Reach supplements. On my screen is a pictorial view of these beautiful products, of which I enjoy a lot, and I have one with me, okay? Now, on my screen, you have 2 designs. We have the first design, okay, which is the old design that is currently being phased out from Nigeria. And I believe if you are from the diaspora region, you will be familiar with this second design, okay? So this is the new face of the Long Reach calcium, iron, and zinc chewable tablets, okay? And I love it. I love it. I pop it into my mouth, every day. And so far, I have numerous testimonies. But today, I'm going to ensure I open our minds to, what we are benefiting from the Long Reach calcium. Now, as you know, all the products, most of the products manufactured by Long Reach are organic, okay? And when we say organic, they are dietary supplements, of which the Long Reach calcium is also a dietary supplement. Now, on my screen, you have different, food items that can produce calcium in your body, okay? You have your eggs, you have your nuts, you have cheese, you have, green vegetables, you have milk, you have a whole lot of beautiful stuff on the screen. Now, imagine everything you're seeing on my screen now contributing its own quota within the Long Reach calcium. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. So imagine everything you're seeing on the table in different fractions within the Long Reach calcium. In other words, if you're not able to take a particular meal, when you take our Long Reach calcium has what it takes to supply you with the requirements that these food components ought to give you if they were available to you, okay? Now, if you're to look at the Long Reach, Long Reach calcium, iron, and zinc chewable tablet pack, you're going to see the ingredients contained. Now, if you're looking at my screen directly, you're going to see the main ingredients, okay? Main ingredients contained. Now, the main ingredients contained include calcium, And when we talk about calcium, we're talking about calcium carbonate. We have iron, and when we're talking about iron, we're talking about ferrous fumarate. We have zinc, and when we're talking about zinc, we're talking about zinc oxide. We're talking about powdered milk, we're talking about magnesium stearate, talking about maltodextrin. Now, I'm going to only focus on about 4 of these ingredients, okay? We're going to talk about calcium, iron, zinc, and powdered milk, okay? And how these 4 components contribute to the efficacy of the long-reach calcium. Now, if you look at the bottom part of my screen, you're going to see the apportioning of composition at the bottom of the screen. Now, each tablet contains, for example, calcium, that's calcium carbonate. Now, is containing, as in one tab should contain 170 milligrams, okay, of calcium. Then for iron, we have 3.12 milligrams of iron. Then for zinc, we have 2 milligrams of zinc. Now, these constituents have been arranged specifically to give us value and to ensure that we get the best out of the products. And I'm going to be showing you different research, documentation on how these components can give you the beautiful and the healthy lifestyle you enjoy while using long-reach products. Now, calcium. As you can see, our long-reach supplement has the calcium, iron, and zinc, right? Sorry, turn it upside down, right? Calcium, iron, and zinc. Now, we're going to start with calcium. Now, calcium is an essential nutrient found in many foods, as I showed you earlier on, such as dairy products. It's found, and the location where it's found is in the hard parts of our bones. You can find it in our teeth, okay? So 99% of the calcium contained in our body is found in the teeth and the hard parts of, our bones. Now, calcium is essential for healthy bones. And it's very, very important when it comes to muscle contraction, heart action, and blood clotting. Calcium plays a very fantastic role in all this. Now, one thing you shouldn't forget is this. Our human body does not produce calcium. And because the human body does not produce calcium, it's important that we get this calcium now from food sources. And if you don't get enough calcium from your food sources, you're going to have health challenges, especially you're going to have weak bones. In other words, your bones will not be as strong as they ought to be. And if you've been following our trainings, so far for the month of May, you'll find out that we've talked about bones and how your bones get hard and all that. But I'm not going to be going into that today. Now, children may not get to their full potential especially when it has to do with height. Okay, so if you have a child and the child has, the phenotypic potential of becoming tall, and this child does not have enough calcium within, don't forget that we said that bone length is affected by genetics, right? So if your child has the ability to, showcase the tallness, if calcium is not enough, the long bone will not grow and gain the bone mass it requires for it to give him that particular adult height that he ought to enjoy of tallness. Okay, so your child might not have that full potential if that child does not have calcium within. And a lot of adults are actually suffering from osteoporosis as a result of the fact that they don't have enough calcium within. Now, calcium can be found in a variety of foods, including dairy products such as cheese, milk, yogurts. You can get calcium from leafy green vegetables, okay? You can get it from fish, okay? Especially sardines, salmon, okay? You can get that from mackerel and the rest of them. And calcium, you can also get them from soy products, fruit juices, and milk substitutes, okay? Now, to absorb calcium into your body needs a precursor known as vitamin D and magnesium. Now, magnesium needs to be available, vitamin D needs to be available to your body for your body to consume the calcium you've made available to you. So for example, you've taken yogurt, you've taken milk, you've taken cheese, you've taken leafy green vegetables. That calcium will just keep roaming about and it will not be utilized if you don't have the precursors that ought to tell your body to accept the calcium you have given to it. So you need vitamin D and magnesium in order for you to consume that calcium that you've made available to your body. Now move with me. Now, it's best to take calcium with food, okay? For better absorption. In other words, when you take foods that have vitamin D and magnesium, they provide that, function for collection. Okay. Now, for better absorption, it's important to know that you can't do more than 500 milligrams at a time. Okay. So if you're taking anything that has to do with calcium, you have to cut it out. Okay. You have to break it down, into, you take the first dose, you give it time, you take the next one. You don't just rush up everything at once for the best, because your body takes 500 milligrams at a time. Okay. Now, moving on, the Institute of Medicine has set dietary reference intake. Okay. So there is an amount that has been, certified as okay by the Institute of Medicine for calcium consumption. Okay. And we call that your recommended daily allowance. Okay. So per day, what quantity of calcium should you consume as a person? Now, if you're looking at my screen, you're going to see that the chart is showing different categories, age categories, and the recommended daily allowance for calcium. Now, we have 0 to 6 months. The daily allowance is for you to take 200 milligrams per day. So for a baby of 0 to 6 months, that child should at least gain 200 milligrams for that child to meet the mark of proper consumption of calcium. Now, for a child of 7 to 12, that child needs 12 months, that child needs to take 260 milligrams. For children within the space of 1 to 3 years, they will need to consume 700 milligrams. For children within 4 to 8 years, they need to consume 1,000 milligrams, okay? So if we're to look at this with our long-range calcium, as I showed you earlier on, we said that, let's go back to that. We said that each tablet contains what? 170 mg, okay? Because I've had a lot of people ask me, Coach, don't you think giving my son calcium every day would, be excessive in his body? Look at each tab contains 170 milligrams, and the daily requirement for 1 to 3 years is 700 milligrams per day. So you can you see it for yourself, right? Okay, good. Now, I'm not going to say anything about that until we move forward, okay? Now, from the age of 9 to 18, the requirement is about 1,300, okay? You need a requirement of 1,300 milligrams per day for you to be able to scale, right? Now, from 19 to 50 years of age, you require 1,000 milligrams per day. From 51 to 70 years of age, you require 1,200, while women require 1,000 milligrams per day. Now, there's a reason. Women require 1,200 milligrams per day, while men require 1,000 milligrams per day. Then from 70 years and above, everybody in general will require 1,200 milligrams per day. Now, getting this amount from the food you eat, with or without supplements, may be enough to keep your bones healthy, okay? So if you eat foods that are high in calcium, you can actually meet up with your daily requirements. But you see, if there is a challenge, your doctor may have to recommend high doses. So you might need help, to put in. But for the regular Nigerian that has to do eba and, omiobe, stew and ewedu, in the morning, probably do bread and Pepsi in the evening or something, trust me, you're not going to get the best out of that meal regimen. Okay, so you need to supplement. So you know your eating habits. You can judge for yourself from this chart. Now, we have different types of calcium supplements. Okay, we have different types. Now, each contains, various quantities of calcium. Now, when we talk about elemental calcium, I will really need you to pay more attention. Now, we have supplements, okay, calcium supplements that contain calcium carbonate. Now, any supplement that has calcium carbonate, it means that the quantity of calcium is about 40% of the elemental calcium. So calcium that is contained within it is 40%. Now, when you see a supplement that says, oh, it has calcium citrate, it means the elemental calcium within it is 21%. In other words, calcium carbonate has more than calcium citrate. The same thing with calcium gluconate. Calcium gluconate has only 9% of elemental calcium, while calcium lactate has 13% of elemental calcium. Now, if you're to meet with your daily requirements and you're taking calcium lactate, what does that mean? You will need to take more. You need to take a higher quantity. But imagine if you're taking a supplement that has calcium carbonate. Half of your requirements are met, with fewer terms, okay? And the long-reach calcium has calcium carbonate contained with it. Now, the two major forms of calcium supplements that you see in the market will comprise of calcium carbonate and calcium citrate. Now, calcium carbonate is the cheapest and therefore the good choice because number one, it contains more elemental calcium. Elemental calcium is important because it is the actual amount of calcium in the supplement. So if you're told elemental calcium is 40, calcium carbonate is contained in the supplement, even if it has other constituents, it means you're getting 40% of calcium within that mixture. Okay. Now, it's important for you to see the supplement fact label. As I showed you earlier on, it's important for you to look at the label of whatever type of supplement you're taking, especially the long-reach calcium, okay, for you to get this information. Okay, so as I said earlier on, calcium carbonate is what 40% of elemental calcium. Now, calcium is also critical for nerve coordination. So aside bone health, we use calcium. Calcium is very crucial in nerve conduction, muscle contraction, heartbeat, blood coagulation, the production of energy, and the maintenance of immune function. All these you can get from having a very good amount of calcium. Now, some calcium supplements are combined with vitamins and other minerals. For instance, some calcium supplements may also contain vitamin D or magnesium. Now, if you're following me earlier on, I told you that we have special precursors that tell your body to consume what calcium. And those precursors include what? Vitamin D or magnesium. Now, a long-reach supplement has what it takes to, meet this particular need. But I'm going to explain further as we move on. Now, what are the benefits of calcium supplements? Calcium supplements have been shown to reduce osteoporosis, the risk of osteoporosis. It helps to balance your hormones, okay? Especially in the case of parathyroid diseases. It helps to correct mineral imbalances, like, imbalance with potassium and phosphate. It helps to relieve premenstrual symptoms such as bloating and mood swings when it has to do with women, okay? So those are, some benefits of our long-reach vitamin D. Now, vitamin D, I'm going to quickly talk about vitamin D because you see, earlier on I told you that vitamin D is a precursor for the absorption of calcium in the body. Now, let me just give you a quick overview of the role vitamin D plays in, the consumption of calcium. Now, vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin that regulates the absorption of calcium and phosphorus as well as facilitates normal immune system functions. So aside telling your body to absorb calcium and phosphorus, vitamin D also helps to regulate immune functions, immune system functions. So your immune system, can benefit from the presence of, vitamin D. Now, vitamin D is an essential nutrient important for strong bones. It's important for you to have strong bones. You need vitamin D, which is a precursor for the collection of what? Calcium. Get that? Now, for vitamin D has two forms. We have what we call vitamin D2. Vitamin D2 is obtained from the food you eat. So every time you consume a vitamin D-rich food, you get what we call vitamin D2. While we also get another type of vitamin D, which is called vitamin D3. Now, vitamin D3 is obtained from sun exposure. So when you expose your body to sunlight, especially in the mornings, okay, you obtain what we call vitamin D3, okay? It helps your body, okay, to produce vitamin D. So vitamin D is produced by the body when your skin is exposed to sunlight. You can also get vitamin D through certain foods and supplements, as I said earlier on. And it's important to get enough of these vital nutrients so that you don't end up with a deficiency. Now, if you don't have enough vitamin D in your body, you could end up with a deficiency, which is called the deficiency of vitamin D, right? Now, vitamin D can boost your immune system, as I said earlier on. It can also support muscle function. It can keep your heart healthy, and it can aid in what? Brain development. It can also help to reduce the risk of ending up with multiple sclerosis and depression. So if you know anybody around you having depression, trust me, that person needs a little bit of vitamin D, because vitamin D has the ability to prevent this depression. Now, our body requires vitamin D to absorb calcium. I'll keep saying this so that you can get it in. Your body needs vitamin D to utilize calcium. Now, vitamin D deficiency can cause bone loss, low bone density, and increase your chances of bone breakage. Imagine someone just hitting something and the next thing you hear crap and your bone is broken. Or imagine you're running down the stairs and the next thing you hear pop, you hear snap and your bone is out of place. So when you take vitamin D, your body absorbs enough calcium, your bones will become strong, and it will also increase your bone density and prevent your bone from breaking easily. Now, vitamin D deficiency can cause what we call rickets in children, and it can also cause some other symptoms or issues like weakness, bone pain, and some other things. Okay, so vitamin D helps a lot. It helps a lot to ensure that you don't pass through this, painful, situations. Now, aside that, vitamin D, when it's contained, can help your body absorb calcium, and calcium can help your body regulate sugar. Now, studies have found that people with vitamin D deficiency have a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes later in life. Wow, right? You're shocked, right? Yes, we have research documentation that, points, to this direction, that people that are deficient in vitamin D have the higher risk of ending up with type 2 diabetes. Okay, but for now, scientific stuff have not really concluded that it's total, but we have documentation stating that it's a path we should tread with caution. So it's important that you take your vitamin D consumption very, very seriously. So what are your vitamin D sources? Let's do a quick recap. Sunlight. Okay, exposing your body to sunlight can help you promote, synthesis of vitamin D, especially on the skin. Okay, consuming raw milk, taking mushrooms, eggs, mackerel, tuna, sardines, cod liver oil. They can help you to increase your vitamin D source. Now, what are the health benefits of vitamin D? Quick overview. It's good for healthy bones, number one. its intake reduces the risks of ending up with a flu. Okay, it helps to reduce the risk of diabetes. It also helps to prevent cancer. Okay, it helps to balance the blood pressure, the person's blood pressure, and relieve stress. It helps for proper absorption of minerals. Don't forget, I said earlier on, calcium and phosphorus are easily, absorbed by the body when vitamin D is present. It's a gift for a healthy pregnancy. So when you're pregnant, ensure that you have enough vitamin D so that these minerals that are required to keep your baby's brain health, top notch, they're available. Okay. It also helps in losing weight. It helps the body to fight depression. So I'll say it again. Depression comes as a result of you running away from a little bit of sunlight. So if you notice that you're getting depressed unnecessarily, or you're having mood swings you cannot control, please go outside and get a little bit of vitamin D from the sun and feel better. And you could do that by going, going to the beach. Just, walk down, walk around the beach, get a little bit of suntan. As you're doing that, your body is, manufacturing vitamin D, right? And guess what? Aside that, your body is also releasing hormones that will make you feel happy, okay? And after a while, you won't get depressed anymore. Okay, moving on, let's talk about the second constituent of our long-rich calcium, iron, and zinc supplements, right? So the next is called iron, right? Now, iron is a mineral that the body needs for growth and development. The body utilizes iron to make what we call hemoglobin. Now, hemoglobin is a protein found in red blood cells that carries oxygen from the lungs to all parts of the body. Okay. It also helps to produce myoglobin, a protein that provides oxygen to muscles. Right. So iron is needed in your body for hemoglobin and myoglobin to be made available, in the body. Now, the lack of iron is equal to what? Lack of oxygen, right? From what we just talked about. Now, aside oxygen, availability to your lungs and all that, iron also helps to make some hormones within your body. Now, when there's blood loss, when the person is pregnant, or there's just have little amount of iron in your diet, situations could arise that would lead to your iron, that will result as from your low level of iron. Okay, and one of those situations is anemia. Okay, now iron is an essential mineral. Now the major reason we need it is that it helps to transfer oxygen to the body. So it's very important, right? It's very important. Now, if you're pregnant and you have severe iron deficiency, it may increase your baby's chances, or sorry, your baby's risk, of coming too early, okay? Or your baby could come out looking smaller than normal because your baby might not really form properly because of the reduction in iron, or the deficiency in iron. Now, iron 2 fumarate is a type of iron which is also known as ferrous fumarate. Now, this is the type of iron we have within our long-rich calcium, iron, and zinc. Okay, so the iron you're seeing within the supplement is called ferrous fumarate. Okay, and it's an iron 2 salt of the fumaric acid. It occurs as a reddish orange powder. Okay, and is used to supplement iron intake when there is a deficiency. Now, the amount of iron you need each day depends on your age, your sex, and your diet. So if you consume foods that are high in iron, you will not have iron deficiency. But if you don't, then you could have the challenge. Now, if you're young and you might not really require that high quantity, but if you are a female and you're already menstruating, that is also another, another depending factor, because you lose blood every month and you need to replenish it. Now, iron in food comes in two forms. Okay, we have what we call hemi iron and non-hemi iron. Okay, sorry, hem iron, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Hem iron and non-hem iron. Sorry. Okay, forgive me. Now, non-hem iron is found in plant foods. So when you eat foods that are high and plant foods that are high in iron, you're going to get non-hem iron. Okay, non-hem iron, that's what you're going to get. Okay, now when you eat iron fortified foods, you also get non-hem iron. Now when you eat meat, seafoods, poultry, you get heme and non-heme iron. Okay, you get heme and non-heme iron. All right, so for people that are, of the vegetarian, line, you only get non-heme. You will miss out on heme. Okay, so your body absorbs iron from plant sources better when you eat it with meats, poultry, seafoods, okay, and foods that contain vitamin C. So your body is able to utilize iron well when there's a balance. You eat you eat foods that are rich from plant sources and food that are rich from animal sources for a balance. Okay, for a balance. Now, your body can utilize, your body can actually store iron. Okay, it can store iron in the muscles, liver, spleen, and all. Okay, it can, especially when your iron levels are very low. Okay, your body can reach out to where it has stored it, okay, and retrieve for use. But when your body is out of its storage, then you end up with what? A deficiency. Okay, you end up with a deficiency. Now, symptoms of iron deficiency could include anemia, okay, upset, your gastrointestinal tract will always get upset. You experience a kind of weakness, you get tired easily, you lack energy for work, you have problems concentrating, and you have problems with your memory. So if you have anybody having memory challenges around, ensure you look out for the same. The person is also experiencing tiredness and lack of energy and gastrointestinal upset. That person could be suffering from iron deficiency anemia. Okay, that person will be suffering from iron deficiency anemia. Now, in addition, people with iron deficiency anemia are not able to easily fight off germs. They struggle to fight off germs and infections. Okay, they struggle to work, they struggle to exercise, they struggle to control their body temperature. In other words, they have temperature fluctuations. Right? Now, infants and children with iron deficiency anemia might develop learning difficulties. So if you have a child that is not, more as in functioning at the pace he or she ought to function, you could, and the child is always weak and all, you could look towards, iron deficiency anemia. Okay. Now, iron is very, very necessary in maintaining healthy cells, skin, hair, nails. So if you notice that your nails are brittle, if you notice you're always, short of breath, you're weak, you're having headaches, your legs are restless, or you're having a restless leg syndrome, or you're trying to read and you don't have good focus, or you're having heart palpitation, quick, heartbeats, then you need to look out for iron deficiency anemia. Just know that it's knocking at the door, and the earlier you handle it, the better. So how much iron do you need? It's a question now. So I know someone is saying, Dorcas, you just threatened me now with iron level. How much iron do I need? Okay, good. Now, the amount of iron you need each day depends on your age, gender, and your overall health, okay? Now, infants and toddlers need more iron than adults, okay? Now, in general, because their bodies are growing quickly, they need iron to carry out a lot of, body processing, right? Now, in childhood, boys and girls need the same amount of iron. They need about 10 milligrams daily from age 4 to 8. Okay. Now, when they get to from the age of 9 to 13, they require about 8 milligrams per day, right? But when they get to the adolescent stage, okay, these young boys and girls now, we're going to switch to the girls at the level of adolescence. Where at adolescence, a woman's daily iron need increases. Now, this is because at the adolescent point, the girl child's monthly flow will begin, and the moment menstruation begins, the girl child begins to lose blood, and that will bring about a reduction in what iron. Okay, and that's why women from ages 19 to 50 need to get 18 milligrams. So you can see the increase, right? So from 8 milligrams before adolescence, when you get to that stage, you need at least 18 milligrams of iron each day. While men the same age can get away with just 8 milligrams. So men can remain at the 8 milligram, level, while women, because of their menstrual flow, have to, step it up to 18 milligrams per day. Now, after menopause, when a woman is done menstruating, the woman's iron needs drops as her menstrual cycle ends. So at menopause, women and men can, take the same amount of iron, which is 8 milligrams per day, right? So it is difficult for adults to overdose on iron just from food and supplements. So for those who are afraid that this one, I'm taking calcium every day, are you sure I'm not going to overdose? Trust me, the requirement is way more than what's contained in the supplement, okay? So you're not close to overdosing, okay? But even if you take a very high quantity, the adult's body system has a regulated, format in which it absorbs iron. Don't forget that the body has the capacity to store iron in muscles and some other organs, okay? So, but people that have inherited a condition known as hemochromatosis have trouble regulating their iron absorption. So you find out that the iron level is always high, leading to challenges. Now, what are the health benefits of iron? Okay, when you take when your iron consumption is at a standard level, you are free from anemia, you boost your hemoglobin level, you become strong and you reduce fatigue, your immunity will be top notch, your concentration will increase, and you will sleep well. Okay, your sleep, sleeping will be better for you. So for people that have insomnia and they have related symptoms for iron deficiency, it's important that you know that it's time for you to boost your iron level. So how do you know if you are iron deficient? So I just told you the quantity, right? So how do you know that you're deficient? Now, there are different kinds of signs and symptoms that you would see that will let you know that you are what? Iron deficient. Number one, your appearance will be pale and you always feel tired. There is this tired thing about you. You also find out that you're running out of breath. Your heartbeat is always, you're having heart palpitations. Your hands are cold. Your hands and your feet get cold easily. And you find out that you begin to crave strange substances like clay. There's some people that take, is it unzu or so? There's this local thing they call unzu, right? When you find yourself craving clay, you just want to suck in on it and all that. It's a sign. Now, if your mouth, if there are sores at the corner of your mouth, it's also an indicator. If you have a sore tongue that is not clearing out after taking vitamin C, you know that there's a deficiency there. So, and aside this, you could also have difficulty in swallowing. Okay, you could have difficulties in swallowing. Now that's for iron deficiency. Now let's move to the next component contained because of time. The next component is called zinc. Now, zinc is one of the most abundant trace minerals in our bodies. Okay, this mineral is considered as an essential nutrient, meaning that your body is unable to produce it on its own. You cannot manufacture zinc on your own, even though it's abundant. Okay, even though it's one of the most abundant trace mineral in your body, your body cannot, make it. And that's why it's called an essential nutrient. Now, zinc plays a key role in almost every aspect of your health. Trust me, it plays an excellent role there. Zinc is required as a cofactor for more than 300 different enzyme-related, reactions in your body. Meaning, for your body to function properly, you need your zinc level to be at the standard requirement. Now, zinc cannot be stored in the body. So it's important that you get it from your diet, your diet, okay? You need to get the required amount from your diet. Now, even though zinc deficiency is not really common, symptoms of zinc deficiency could include a decreased immunity. In other words, your immune system could drop. You will start experiencing hair loss. Your appetite could drop. You could have diarrhea, and you'll find out that your wounds don't heal easily. When you notice that your wounds are not healing easily, you're having hair loss, your appetite is poor, it's time for you to look out for deficiency, okay, of zinc. Now, many over-the-counter medications and natural remedies feature zinc due to its ability to boost immune functions and to fight inflammation. So zinc is usually added in most of the natural remedies that we buy, and the over-the-counter medications that we get, okay? And this is because it can help to treat potential chronic conditions, okay? Now, aside that, zinc is a fantastic antioxidant. It helps to reduce inflammation. It protects your heart from heart diseases, from cancer, and from diabetes. Now, zinc is well known in blood sugar regulation, and that's why it has this diabetic function, okay? It helps to regulate insulin secretion. As you know, insulin is a hormone responsible for transporting sugar from your bloodstream to your tissues, okay? So some research have suggested that zinc may help keep your blood sugar levels steady and improve your sensitivity to insulin. Now, I said earlier on that zinc mediates a lot of enzyme-related actions in our bodies. And because it does that, it's essential for proper physiological functions like normal growth. So a child can actually have stunted growth, or an individual may have poor growth when zinc is deficient. Now, it also affects reproduction. So if you find out that your reproductive organ is not made up at the level it ought to meet up, it could be as a result of what? Deficiency in zinc. It also helps to promote proper gene expression, okay? If you want your child to receive the good qualities that you have within yourself, phenotypically and otherwise, ensure that you give your child zinc so that it can, help take care of those things. It also helps to take care of your vision. You're able to see properly, okay, with that. It helps to, promote wound healing, okay? So those are major roles that zinc plays in the body. Now, before I forget, zinc also helps in ensuring good sperm quality. So for men with sperm issues, zinc can actually help to prevent further oxidative damage, okay? So with zinc in your supplement or in your food, you can improve your sperm quality, and your sperm cells could also receive motility and viability as a result of the presence of what? Zinc. Now, these are different kinds of foods that you can eat that can give you what? Zinc. Now, aside these foods, if they're not available to you, you can take a long-range supplement, a long-range calcium, iron, and zinc supplement, and you'll get a good amount of zinc within. Now, these are some functions of zinc. It helps in brain health, enzyme functions. It helps to treat bacterial infections like shingles, helps to ensure healing of viral infections. You find out that you have lesser flu issues when your zinc level is okay. It also helps to protect your skin against skin burns and, ultraviolet rays. It helps to promote your sex organ in ensuring proper development and functioning. Now, lastly, I'm going to talk about powdered milk. Okay, powdered milk. Now, contained within your long-rich calcium, we have powdered milk, and that's why it's one of our topics today. So you're like, so Dorcas, powdered milk? Yes, it is contained, and that is why you have that milky flavor when you taste a long-rich something. You can see the cow, right? You can see the cow moo there, right? Good. The cow is there because we have powdered milk within. Now, milk is a highly nutritional food composed of essential amino acids. Milk has calcium. It has a variety of minerals and minerals. Okay, so although nutrient levels vary among the different types of milks, okay, milk powders retain many of the nutritional properties of their original milk source. So if your milk source is from a cow, just the way you can see, the milk source for long-rich calcium is from the cow. Okay, so all the nutritional properties from cow milk, you can be sure they are contained within the long-rich calcium, iron, and zinc supplements. Now, powdered milk is a dairy product made from evaporating regular milk. So when you evaporate your normal milk you've gotten from the cow, you get powdered milk, right? Now, powdered milk has the same nutrition as fresh milk. Okay, so we don't have any distinctive stuff. So if it's from the cow and it's fresh, the only thing that has taken place is evaporation, which is the removal of water from the milk. Okay, so powder milk gives bone building nutrients such as proteins, calcium, vitamin D. Please take note, vitamin D. So powder milk is a source of what? Vitamin D and vitamin A. Now, milk powders are high in soluble vitamins and minerals, including calcium, phosphorus. Now, I told you earlier on that for your body to utilize calcium and phosphorus, what has to be available? Vitamin D precursor has to be what? Available. Now, with powdered milk contained in your long-rich calcium, your body is able to utilize the calcium it's providing immediately. It's able to utilize the iron contained, okay? And it also provides you with phosphorus needed for metabolism. Can you see that? So powdered milk is a source of protein and may be added to recipes to increase the amount of protein and energy, especially for people with health conditions. If they need extra protein, powdered milk can do that for that person. Now, the building blocks of protein are amino acids. In other words, if powdered milk has proteins, we're saying powdered milk has amino acids. Now, there are about 20 amino acids in all, and at least 9 of them are dietary essentials. So milk powder contains all these essential amino acids plus other requirements that children need to grow, well. So you're talking about, you have calcium or calcium carbonate already in there. You have zinc, you have iron. You now have powdered milk that gives you phosphorus, magnesium. Can you see that our long-rich calcium is packed, highly packed, and it can take care of your kids. It can take care of you. Even when you're recovering from an illness, it can take care of you. Now let's move on quickly because of time. Lactose, the principal carbohydrate in milk powder, accounts for about 54% of the total solid not fat content of milk. So this is it. So this is your liquid milk. You can see your powdered milk. And I said the only difference between the two is evaporation taking place on the liquid form, converting it to the powdered form. Now, lactose is the first and only carbohydrate every newborn mammal consumes in significant amounts. Okay, now when a baby takes milk, okay, when a baby takes milk that contains lactose, lactose enters the colon where it promotes the growth of beneficial lactic acid bacteria that help to build the gastrointestinal path of the child. So you find out that good microbes are built within the guts of the child. Now, lactose is recognized for stimulating the intestinal absorption of calcium. So when this calcium, okay, when you eat, you are able to, this lactose contained serves as a stimulant that triggers your intestine to absorb what? Calcium. So you have back-to-back what? Guarantee that calcium is getting into your system when you need it with our long-range supplements. I'm telling you. And that's why a person could have weak feet or weakness of the legs and take our long-range calcium, and within a short period of time, the person would testify that, oh, I was having leg pains, but after like 1 week or 3 days, I no longer experience that pain. This is the reason. This is it here. Now, vitamin A, D, E, and K are associated with the fat component of milk and therefore contained in greater amounts in dry whole milk or whole milk powder than it is when you talk about the skimmed milk and the reduced fat milk. So for people that take skimmed milk, the fat component is highly reduced, and you might lose out on some of the vitamins contained as a result of that fat component. Now, vitamin A plays important roles in vision, cellular differentiation, growth, reproduction, immune competence. That's what you get from the vitamin D here. Now, sorry, vitamin A here. Now, vitamin D, a fat-soluble vitamin, which enhances the intestinal absorption of calcium and phosphorus, is essential for the maintenance of what? Healthy skeleton throughout life. Can you see throughout your lifetime? This, you can enjoy this when you take all powdered milk. Now, vitamin E, okay, is an antioxidant that protects cell membranes and lipoproteins from oxidative damage by free radicals. So you're able to send free radicals away when you have a supplement that is rich in vitamin E. And the long-range calcium, iron, and zinc supplement is rich in what? Vitamin E, as a result of the powdered milk that is available in it. Now, vitamin K is necessary for blood clotting, and we also have protective role in bone health. So you're getting vitamin K, right? So you can see that minerals, essential minerals like calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, potassium, and trace elements like zinc are made available to you as a result of these constituents. Yeah, so you are getting top-notch benefits as a result of this. Now let's look at what Longreach has said concerning its product. Longreach is saying, if you buy my Longreach calcium, iron, and zinc supplements, you're going to get magnesium, zinc, and iron. Are they correct from the analysis we've just given? Yes, they're correct. When they say, okay, you're going to build strong bones and teeth, they are correct, because you have calcium carbonate, you have powdered milk, you have iron, you have zinc, you have magnesium, phosphorus, you have vitamin K, vitamin D, vitamin A, all contained. It says it helps to prevent osteoporosis and other bone disease. Yes, we said so earlier on. With the availability of calcium to your body, you reduce your risk of ending up with what? Osteoporosis or any other bone disease. It reduces the risk of colon cancer and protects against other various forms of cancer and prostate disorders. Don't forget, we said reproductive health is enhanced with the presence of zinc, and zinc is contained in our Longreach calcium. And our Longreach calcium also has a role to play in reproductive health also. Can you see that you are fortified when you take the Longreach calcium, iron, and zinc supplements? Now, it says it assists in the development of sex organs. Yes, we have zinc doing that for us. It helps the blood to it aids the formation of hemoglobin. Sorry. Yes, the presence of iron covers for that. Can you see it? It helps the blood to maintain alkaline pH levels. Yes, it does that because we have calcium carbonate, okay, which is alkaline in nature. Okay, the amount of calcium required depends on your age and sex. If you're a woman, remember the requirement I told you about. Okay, now what is the recommended dosage that Longreach has given us? Said 1 tablet 3 times daily. Okay, but if you have a higher demand for calcium as a result of osteoporosis and other things, the doctor could actually ask you to take higher amounts of calcium. And if you pick long-range calcium, you're doing yourself a lot of good. And that is why we say long-range calcium and a long-range arthrosop reviver are essential gifts you should give to your parents and your elderly folks, because it helps them to live a healthy and a beautiful lifestyle. Trust me. Now, pregnant women are to take it at their 2nd trimester of pregnancy. So one in here, you're to take it at your 2nd trimester, because at that point, your baby will benefit when the bones and other things start forming. Okay, so that's that for our long-range calcium. And as you know, when you buy the long-range calcium, you are not just going up without benefits. You get to enjoy what we call product value or point value. And our long-range calcium, the company price is about 9,500, but you won't buy this at retail price. Okay, if you're not registered, you can't get it at 9,500. You're going to get it higher. Okay, but for registered members, we get it at 9,500, and we accumulate 13.75 PVs. Why? Because everything you purchase from Longreach has what we call product value. Now, moving on, when you make up your mind to become a member of the Longreach Bioscience platform, you can come in, by purchasing products that, fall into different category of PV requirements. So for you to become a member, there's a PV requirement. Now, you might be wondering, why can't I just join since membership is free? Longreach is saying, no, you need to switch your brand. And one way for you to switch your brand is for you to purchase products on the Longreach platforms that you can utilize to help you enjoy a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so when you take, for example, when you buy the Longreach calcium, you buy the Longreach arthrosop reviver, you use it, you enjoy the benefit, you have testimonies you can share with other people on how you benefited on the use of this particular supplement. Now, there are different entry levels you can come, into the business with. We have the VIP level. I'm going to start from the top now. So we have the VIP level here that has a PV requirement of 1,680 PVs, estimated at 1.2 million naira. We have the platinum level, okay, that has an estimate and that has a PV requirement, of 720 PVs at an estimated amount of 500,000 naira. While we have gold level or gold entry level that has a PV requirement of 240 PVs with an estimated amount of 180,000 naira, while silver is with the requirement of 120 PVs with an estimated amount of 90,000 naira, while Q silver has a PV requirement of 60 PV at an estimated amount of 45,000 naira. Then we have what we call the starter combo pack for students and for people that are struggling with the financial, the financial aspect of joining. Okay, so at whatever level you're in, Longreach says we have something for you. Now, if you're to come in with the starter pack, you're gonna get 4 PVs, and that automatically, gets you registered at at a fixed amount of 14,000 naira, where you can now grow through the entry levels. Now, the target for every member is to attain the VIP level. Now, VIP level gives you the opportunity to enjoy bonuses, to enjoy privileges of being, a shareholder with the company, and also enjoying 1% global sales at the end of the month. Okay, so you get better, payments and get incentives at that particular level. Now, on the platform, when you come on board, Longreach is saying you can make money with us. And that's if you adopt a multi-level marketing, style of business. All you need to do is to invite 3 people into the business, tell them about the entry levels, they get products, they use the products, and tell 3 other people about the product, and they come on board, and you have a multi-structural business, strata that you can, earn from on the daily. Now, leadership is easily achievable. You can grow at your pace. You get to enjoy weekly bonuses. There are no mandatory monthly purchases, although we have maintenance purchases that we do every month. that also gives you the opportunity of earning more bonuses. If you don't do it, you don't earn that extra bonus, okay? Then we have unlimited accumulation of bonus points. In other words, as you keep buying products, as you keep telling people about the product, you begin to accumulate bonus points that will not be flushed by the company and will not be taken out by the company. It belongs to you for life, okay? So you're not afraid of flushing of points here. Now, you can earn money from long range in 10 and more ways, okay? I just listed 10 ways here. You can enjoy retail profits when you sell products to other people. We have the fast start bonus pack you can sell to people. You have performance bonus when you work with your team. You have development bonus when you work with your team. You have leadership bonus when you work with your team. Repeat order bonus when you do your maintenance. And you can also enjoy travel incentives, car incentives, housing incentives, and educational scholarships. So you can, so when you come on the platform, you are, in the land of abundance. Take as much as you can handle, right? Don't forget that leadership is achievable and your growth is dependent on your performance. You cannot grow when you're not performing well. So if you perform well, you will grow well. Now, when you come in through the entry levels from the platinum VIP level, you can enter into the diamond levels where you build your business and you end up at the point where every long reacher desires to be, which is the 5-star director level. And at that level, you are enjoying money like no man's business. And don't forget, you start enjoying money from the beginning. Yes, with long reach, it's about a better life and a better future. You start earning from your entry. You don't need to wait until you become a star director. You can enjoy monthly bonuses. Sorry, you can enjoy weekly bonuses. You can enjoy repeat order bonuses. You can enjoy leadership bonuses. You can enjoy all manner of bonuses as long as you're ready to put in the work. So at this particular point, I'm going to call you to act, okay? At this point, I'm going to ask you to switch your brand. Okay, switch your brand to long reach organic products. If you are not a long reacher, it's time to switch your brand. Now, if you're a long reacher and you're not taking your products seriously, I'm calling out to you, switch your brand, start utilizing your product. You've been empowered with knowledge, so take a chance, okay? Gain control over your health. It's important because you see, your health is your wealth. Be a product user, share your testimonies. Don't keep quiet. Don't keep quiet because you see, your testimonies could motivate somebody to go for the product in order to enjoy good health, right? So tell other people about long reach products and PVs and enjoy a better life and a better future with long reach bioscience. So at this particular point, I'm going to leave you with my popular saying: good health is the most important thing. It's more important than success, more than money, more than power. Good health is the principal thing. If you risk your health for wealth, you may not get your wealth. You may not get your health back with your wealth. I've seen a lot of people have all the monies in the world, but they were not able to buy good health. So good health is the most important thing. So at this point, I want to say thank you for making a date with me on our product expose. I hope you got value. I hope you learned something new. And please enjoy the long reach calcium, because you see, it's an awesome treasure we have with us that can keep us from a lot of challenges in our lives, okay? And this is not restricted to only adults. You can give it to, children from the age of 4 and above, especially children that can chew, because they are chewable tabs, okay? If the child cannot chew and the child needs calcium, you could, break the capsules for the child and give the child in powder form, but ensure that the child does not choke, okay? Ensure the child does not choke. So at this one, I want to say thank you for making a date with me one more time. I remain Dr. Cig Midweek, your wellness coach. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.